I think you're going to like using StatCrunch to calculate the mean and standard deviation for a discrete probability distribution. In the example we just went over by hand, we calculated and we saw that the number of, and if we can move over here, it was the number of medications, this was our random variable M, the number of medications that the people in our survey took daily. So we had observations ranging from 0 medications daily to 6. Each one of those observations had a particular probability attached to it. So the probability of selecting an individual who has 0 medications that they take daily is 0.18. And you can see here, again, each particular value of that random variable is randomly generated by a probability over here, the probability of M. To calculate the mean and standard deviation and variance, we had to multiply columns, add up things, multiply things, subtract things. We had to do a bunch of various calculations. Once this data is in StatCrunch, where you have the random variable, the discrete random variable listed in the first column, and you have the probabilities associated with each outcome, we can go into Stat, Calculators, and we're going to be into some of these. Very shortly we'll be into the binomial calculator. Eventually we'll be into the normal calculator. But we want to use what's called a custom calculator, where we need to tell StatCrunch where our values are. The values in this case are the values for the random variable. So the random variable values or outcomes are in the number of medications. That's where our discrete random variable is. And the weights are the probabilities. Those are found in the column P of M. When you hit compute, you're going to be very happy with what you see. They give you, not only do they chart and graph the probability distribution here with instead of having frequencies that we're used to seeing, we see the probability. It gives us the mean, 1.89, and it gives us the standard deviation. This is great because now we don't have to do all those calculations by hand. Something else that's great is it allows you to change and calculate probabilities. So if you remember, in the previous video, we calculated the probability of having 3 or less medications daily. Well, if I change, I could see the probability of having an outcome less than, not 1, let's change this to 3, hit compute, we get the same answer of 0.8. This is great because it allows us to not only make calculations, but it gives us the mean and standard deviation as well.